and show you what I'm going to do. This will be in the scrapping line. Obviously I can't process gold in my shop because I can't go out and get it. So anyhow, let's go in the shop and see what we're going to do. So guys, I'm in the shop, and I just recently watched a video from a YouTube friend of mine and subscriber of mine, and I to him, is Scrap It All. I believe Scrap It All is out of Canada, and he just showed a video of taking transformers apart, especially small transformers that are a pain in the butt. And he was using a hatchet, and I could swear that it was the same hatchet as this one that I had here in the shop. So I thought, well, what better thing to do than to maybe find a couple of our small transformers we got here and do something with them. And I mean, I've got, let's take a look over here, over on this other, my cutting table and grinding table. That pile there, that's all of these little transformers. And they're little let's see, let me see. This is the big one, the biggest one. This one's probably the smallest one, and we've got all this stuff in between here that are this every size you can imagine. And they're hard to take apart just because, let's look at one here. This one here is a really good example. It has the laminated cores on these transformers. What Scrap It All does is he uses a hatchet to cut through the laminations here. Then you can just pry this copper apart and get the, now like this one's epoxy. It looks like partly, no, it's plastic probably. Anyhow, makes it much simpler. A couple bangs with a hammer on the back of the hatchet and it splits it, and there you go. Then you're done. Other than taking the copper out, but you get your copper out quick, and I'll try to show you. I hope I can do it as well as he did. Let's see, let me get you where you can see. That looks fairly good. We're going to go from right there, and I should be able to see in my little window here. So we'll bring this transfer over, and you can see all the bigger it is. That's it right there compared to the hatchet. A friend of his sent him the hatchet. I think his site is called Just Junk, and I'll try to put both their sites in my or their channels in my description. And anyhow, I'm going astray here. So we're going to try this and see what happens. I'm using, what is this one? This is a little 2-pounder, I believe. What we want to do is cut it right down the middle. Partway through. Now this hatchet is not what you call sharp, but you can see the laminations are starting to go already. And this looks hard, but it's not, and it's much easier than I've done with a cutoff wheel. That's him, he's done. So now you have got that piece, the other half, and the laminations, and we'll push that copper out of there and we'll be done. And I've got a whole stack that I can do, and didn't hurt the hatchet at all. Let me get the other half. So there's a pair, but these are so much work because they're so small. Alright guys, well Scrap It All is much smarter than me. This is just a sheet metal top on my bench, and he's got a big piece of steel on his, and he beats this apart right on his bench, but I do it on the anvil because that's what I got. But here's the copper half of the transformer. Here's the other half. Here's the steel. Now, I may or may not weigh this, I don't know what that's, it doesn't amount to much, but we're gonna take this other half and we'll put it in the vise over here, and we'll just show you how these come out and how easy these come out. Do this and lay this in here and just barely bring the jaws up on the copper, and then I've got this punch, and I've got a bigger one somewhere, and I don't know exactly where it is right now, but this will work. And so what you do is you just do this. You can't see from my hand, but that just drives this out. Maybe you can see there. Try to keep my fingers out of the way. And that's how easy this is. And you can take this plastic coating and drive it out, and it'll all come out in one piece. And you get both sides. Let's see, right there. Get a screwdriver. We'll just do this. And notice it's falling apart already, the steel is. These E's and I's. So it just, on this side, this is this tape on the windings. And that's copper. And then this is what was inside. Like I said, if I was smart, I'd have my gloves on, but I thought that was just going to come out for me real easy, and it will. There we go. Pretty much that's it. The reason I still have these, I haven't taken them apart like this because it's such a pain. So that's 10 ounces of steel right there just for the steel. So let me get the copper and we'll weigh that and see what it weighs. Alright guys, I got most of this. I got a couple of hairs laying there on the bench yet, but we'll just do this. And we got that says 2.2 ounces. 2.2 ounces of copper. Alright guys, this is another, it's not really a transformer. I believe it was a solenoid at one time. It has the round hole here in the laminations. But I think it'll work the same way. We're going to try that just to see if it does. Let me see if I can see what I'm doing here. That looks pretty good. So we'll take it, try to split that down the top again. And we'll see. What's nice doing it this way, you got something to hang on here, and you just get centered where you want it, and then just beat it. Get it the way I should have. Looks like this thing might have been on fire at one time. It's kind of burnt. Oh, that's really nasty there now because there's rivets there. Alright guys, I'd like to say it was just as easy with the solenoid as it was with the transformer, but it wasn't. Because of it having the hole in the one end, here where that hole is, right here. Can you see that? Yeah. Right here, it caused this to collapse when I tried to chop it. And then having the two rivets here, I couldn't get through those because this folded up. But still, there's the copper, there's the steel, done in just a few minutes, and it's faster than it would have been before. Alright guys, I'm going to try it with this transformer. This one is a little bit smaller than the first one I did, but bigger than the solenoid. So as you can see, it's got primary and secondary windings on it. So there'll be a row of thin wire and a row of thicker wire for primary and secondary. So Let's see if I can do better this time, huh? Try to get somewhere close to the middle. About there. By golly, I think that might have done it. Now let's go take a look here at what I did. There's half. There's some iron from the core. Here's the other half, and some more iron, or steel, whatever it may be. And we'll take that device, pop that out, and we'll have another one. That's how it should be. Okay, guys, so this came right apart. So this small winding, you can see the smaller wire. That's probably the primary. This is probably a step-down transformer. So your higher voltage, you'll have less current. The secondary here, you can see the wire is much thicker. It has to be 2 or 3 times the thickness of that. But that's why I was saying about the primary and secondary. And that's only one half. This is the other half. It isn't as obvious as when it's cut like that. But let me push this out in the vise and I'll bring it right back. Okay guys, okay, this is the second half, this is the first half, and we can just pull this apart like that, and we'll throw it in our bucket, but I'll show you what's in the bucket. Take this and add to it. Not sure what that weighs. I didn't realize it was still on, but you can see the different colors here. This is the one I just did. This is the one from the solenoid, and this is the one from the first one. So that's a nice little pile of copper. I'm happy. Guys, let's take out this one. This transformer, it looks like a step down. Almost. There she goes. Look how quick that one went, huh? I love it. I decided to show you this one. This transformer coil, the way it's set up, you can see how much copper there is here. You know, that's good copper, but each layer here is held together with this paper wrap. So you're going to get a lot of this kind of stuff on this one. It doesn't make it really hard to do. It's just one more step to get all, keep you real long on this. I just wanted to show, I thought this would be interesting to see just how they wrap this one. This is different than most, because I have never run into that before, where I've seen transformers like this, but I've never run into scrapping it like this. So anyhow, all right, that's it for this little shot. Be back. All right, guys, I got the one half done. Really time consuming. This is all the paper. All of this came off of one half. Here's the other half I haven't touched yet. This is all the steel, and this is the pile of copper. And if you look real close, you can tell the difference in the strands. There's primary and there's secondary windings. Secondary has more current in it than transformer. So both, and they were sandwiched together and wrapped like this all the way around here, as you can see on this piece. So anyhow, onward and upward. I'm going to throw this in a bucket and get some more. Be back. Guys, the other half is done. I just want to say this is really time consuming, and you're probably wondering, well, if it's number 2 copper, why are you doing that? Because when I put it in a bucket and I take to my yard, I want them to know this is what you're getting. There's no garbage in it or anything. So they just check my stuff a lot less than they check others. So anyhow, there's the steel. There's the steel. Here's the other half of the transformer. There's the garbage. All done. Finally. So I'm going to cut this off so this video doesn't get way too long. Final clip, guys. This is the steel that came off those 3 transformers and a solenoid, and I'll show you the copper. This is a 2-gallon bucket, and it's almost half full. This is that last bunch. This is a coil, and this is some of the first stuff that we took out. So, well worth the effort. With the paper on it is a little time consuming, but you got to remember, hatchets rule. So if you like this video, as I always say, give it a thumbs up, share, subscribe, come back again, give it a great comment. And thanks so much for watching. Even though this wasn't my idea, I like the idea, and I hope that some of you can use it in your scrapping endeavors. Enjoy having you watch. Thank you so much.